Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the penultimate round. I think this is for head-to-head players. I think this is like the grand final for people that are in proper head-to-head leagues. But for overall, 2 rounds to go. And oh boy, there has been carnage. We knew about the Penrith restings. I wasn't quite anticipating the whole team getting rested. I thought maybe we'd have a Lindsay Smith, maybe an Isaac Tungo to choose from, but that's fine. Like I wasn't banking on those guys, and I probably wasn't that keen to play them anyway against the Dogs with a lot of the players out. So that was fine. I guess then you add on top some popular options: Sammy Walker out, Dewey out, Harry Grant suspended. Bit going on there. Then Ali Katoa rested. At the moment, Cam Munster is not rested. They have rested quite a few of their stars. It's going to be very interesting next week because Jerome Hughes is tipped to come back next week. You would expect, like, obviously if he's good to go, they would want to play him. And I think the Storm also would like a good head out next round. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess keep an eye on... keep an eye on... What's it called? Late changes for Cam Munster. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a late resting this week. It'll change a lot. So if Munster doesn't rest this week, you sort of would expect him to next week with maybe a couple of their other frontline guys. Maybe Pappenhausen gets a rest, maybe Utakamanu, a couple other their more regular guys with all the other fellas coming back. It won't be nearly as much. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but just keep an eye on that. But then the big one that this one has shit me. I'm not going to lie, this one has really screwed me. This one has really fucking screwed me. Viliami Kikau is out with a fucking infected leg. I feel like this is the second time that this has happened to Kikau. I know it's happened a bit this year. Not necessarily just to Kikau. I'm sure he's had it before. But there's been other players as well who have been out with like an infected appendage. Like, I don't know what's going on. But Kikau is out, which is... dude, I gotta be honest. I am tilted by that. I didn't play Kikau for his 90 last week. Coming into this week, it was going to be potentially going to sell him if there wasn't all this other carnage. Especially because they're coming up against Penrith and then a tough game next week as well. It was like, yeah, it's probably a good time to cash out. Then Penrith rests their whole team, so it's literally a New South Wales Cup team. It was like, oh, Kikau becomes a great play. Nah, he's out. He's not rested. He's just fucking got an infected leg. Come on, bruh. So that's really shit me. And it's sort of screwed over my potential plans a little bit. I'm now... I mean, I guess I've got the cover at the moment. So before we do anything, let's get the 18 set up. So Brayley, Sanders Smith does obviously get a start, and I'm pretty happy to play Sanders Smith. He should goal kick. Savala is like, he's okay. Sanders Smith hits him very nicely. So if Smith doesn't goal kick, I'd be shocked. He's got a Supercoach game about him, even when the Roosters were pretty shocking. Like, I just feel good about their plays in general without Sam Walker there. Like, Tedesco getting more touches. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. It's at Amy Park. It's not a good matchup, but the Storm missing a bunch of players as well. Roosters, they've got a lot to play for. I'm very happy to play Sanders Smith, but I don't know what to expect. The Roosters were fucking diabolical last week, obviously, but they did lose their halfback early on, so that hinders as well. So, they're going in with they've been there before, Savala and Sanders Smith. So we'll see. But I'm pretty happy to play him. Front row, Payne Haas, Terrell May. I did see as well. Okay, so Payne Haas also, there was like breaking news. I didn't read the article. I didn't have time. But breaking news, Payne Haas apparently in doubt for this week. I don't know 100%, so don't quote me, but apparently it's just illness. Like it's the bit of the flu going around the Broncos camp. So I think he'll be right. Like, obviously, it depends how sick he is. But I think it seemed like a bit of a beat up when it broke. But we'll see. If Payne Haas is out, honestly, that really stuffs me. That really screws my plans. But yeah, we'll play it by ear when it comes, I guess. But yeah, at the moment, I guess keep an ear out. When do they play? They play pretty late, but it is a bit tricky if I wanted to. But hopefully we know earlier than 24-hour cutoffs or even later. But we'll see. Back row is in fucking ruin. We got Angus Crichton. We do have Connor Watson again. Oh, great, he's starting. Again, the coaches that do this, honestly, they need a fucking uppercut. For God's sake, you're not fooling anyone. Like, this is like the 4th week in a row now. Connor Watson has been named to start with the young guy on the bench, and come kick off, he'll go back to the bench and play like 55 minutes. So that's also tilting me. I guess I was hoping with the injury to Sam Walker that Watson would get the role. But yeah, I guess it wouldn't change anything because Sanders Smith wasn't the utility anyway. So he's come from outside the squad. So yeah, that's still an issue. But Connor Watson, he is there. I guess we'll play. I guess we'll play him. And then our boy Kane Bradley. Originally I was like, yeah, we don't have enough back rowers. But Kane Bradley has got a gig at the moment. Now again, I think Farlongo, definitely Will Warbrick, but I think Farlongo is also on the extended bench for the Storm. So definitely Bradley is not locked in. Honestly, I don't really care if Bradley does drop out late. Like, yeah, if he plays and he starts, then sure. But I don't really have that much confidence that he's going to score that well. You know, he could jag a try. He's on the wing. He could jag a try or two. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. He could be a laid out. But at the moment, I guess at the moment, let's just do it like this. The back row has turned... Look, I mean, good God, look at this back row. We got Angus Crichton, who hasn't been setting the world on fire. Connor Watson with his fucking, 30, 40 points. And then Kane Bradley, our third starting back rower. Wow. That's not exactly what I wanted to see come round 26. But, shit happens. The halves. So we've got, obviously, Nico Hines. No Cleary. Campbell... King Tonga is playing. Who did the Dragons play again? Manly. It's not the worst. If we needed King Tonga, we could obviously be forced to play him. I will say we're definitely going to be doing two trades. Originally, I was like, it would have been nice to hold 2 trades for the final round, but it seems like a lot of the carnage is happening this round. Now, there could be carnage in the final round as well, but... a lot of these guys that are out, like Tungo, Edwards, Cleary, Kickout, I guess as well. Maybe he might be back. But Kalmatungi, Eli Katoa, Lindsay Smith, they'll all be back next week. So that's a heap of numbers to come back in. So even if there are more restings with other players, we got a lot of players to come back in. So, yeah, this is definitely the hard round, I would say. Knock on wood, there could be more carnage next week. But, yeah, this is definitely the tricky round. So I think using the 2 trades this week obviously makes sense. Our back line, we're obviously going to be playing them all. Lomax, Kiraz, Nwanganitawaze, Taylor May, Gagai still at fullback, which is good. Karapani, Tedesco, Drinky, and no Edwards. So do we have King Tongia, Karapani, Gagai? Okay, we actually do have... We've got 18. We do have 18. It's a scuffed 18. Like, King Tongia, Bradley, even Connor Watson. It's all, those three can all go very low. But we will be making 2 trades. So with the 2 trades, we'll have a good squad still. It will be a good squad still. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Here's where it gets very, very interesting. I have been tossing and turning about the fullbacks. So originally, without all this carnage, without like Kickout being out, and also I wasn't necessarily banking on Katoa getting arrested this week, but it does make sense. But with like a lot of this not happening, I was somewhat keen. I was somewhat tempted to trade Edwards and Drinkwater this week to Reece Walsh and Tom Trbojevic. Like, that might have been a bit crazy. Obviously, I can't do that now, and I'm not going to. But now the question mark remains. Edwards, so what I think I'm going to do is, I think Edwards, he will get traded this week because there are Reece Walsh and Tom Trbojevic, they both have great matchups this week. I definitely want one of them. I probably wanted both of them, but I definitely want at least one. And Edwards doesn't play this week, so I'm not going to trade Drinkwater this week. Edwards next week, coming back into a full-strength Penrith team, wanting to really put the foot down for the finals, taking on the Dragons is very tempting to potentially, because next week we obviously have to trade Drinkwater out. Obviously we could trade somebody else, but Drinkwater, he's going to be at a good price. He's in the flex spot fullback, so we can obviously get anybody. So he will be the trade out next week, and it just depends if we're going to bring Edwards back with that great matchup. I talked about it fucking last video that KO Weeks is like really tempting. I wouldn't have minded KO Weeks as a punt this week because they take on the Tigers and then the Dolphins next week. But I think with this going on, we can wait, and then if there's no restings for Canberra against the Dolphins next week, then KO Weeks could be a pod play instead of going back to Edwards. But yeah, we can wait on that. I think Edwards, though, he is one trade out for sure. And then so this is the annoying part. This is the annoying part with like Kickout being out as well. I really wanted one of the center wing flyers. I really wanted to get like a Kale Ero back against Newcastle. He's potentially going up against fucking James Schiller edge, or if Schiller does get dropped, he's still going to be up against, I think, like Fletcher Hunt will be the center. So he'd be such a good pickup. The Sharks coming off a bye. I love Kale Ero, but I've got no one to trade. I've got no one to like I can't. I'm obviously not going to trade any of my starting, they're all pretty primo center wings. I'm not going to trade any of them. You could say you could trade Tungo, but then Tungo gets the Dragons next week. So it's like, is it really worth doing that? And it could be, but then you look at the back row and you're like, you have to get a fucking back row, right? With playing Connor Watson and Kane Bradley in the start, like you have to get a back rower, right? I feel like I have to get a back rower. I probably would have preferred to take a big punt on like an Ero or even a Lehigh Hopewade. but I don't think I can do it. So we'll do this. So who are we getting for Edwards? Who are we getting for Edwards? I don't know. Originally, I was like, Tom Trbojevic is the guy. I gotta be honest, I'm somewhat leaning to Reece Walsh. It's annoying that he's 8.15. I actually thought I was going to make money from going to Walsh. You make a little bit, but you make a lot going to Tommy, which the money shouldn't be an issue, but you know, just having that extra cash in the bank would be nice, just in case there was sort of any. Actually, no, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter at all because yeah, we're going to be going Drinky to somebody next week. Drinky's worth a lot, and we still got, yeah, it should be fine. I don't think the money matters, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, fucking last game, bro. Like, Tom Trbojevic, like, I've been on him twice now this year. I started with him, or did I start with him? I think so. Trading him out, trading him back in when he was like 500k, and he came back when he had like the cork, but the cork was good, and then it turned out that it was actually something a little bit more. That was great. But then ever since that, even when he's come back in, like, he just hasn't looked like the Tom of old. Like, and he's never going to, like, let's be real. But even like a fraction of that, really, like, he hasn't been like busting tackles. He's had plenty of chances at fullback, like where he's got ball with like room to move on the outside of a defender, and he's just been getting brought down. He hasn't been having any of that power to get through the line, even in like some of these good matchups. Like, he just hasn't. The Dolphins game though, he fucking looks completely different. And it's like, is that Tommy, or is that just a reflection of the Dolphins? Because, I mean, let's just have a look at the stats here, because I really want to look primarily at, fucking look at this, tries, fucking hell, man, like 80 points in fucking, or 70 points exact, pretty much, yeah, 70 points exact in attack right there. Wow. I mean, that's how you get 180, but let's just have a look. So, tackle bus. Okay, it hasn't been as bad as I thought. He's actually had, you know, he's been getting like 5 tackle busts, 4, 3, 5, 2 against the Tigers, which was strange, and then 5. So, yeah, okay, so the tackle busts haven't been as bad as what I thought. But, I don't know, just getting through the line, like, the offloading as well, like, fuck, he was offloading it, like, pretty much every run he was offloading. Manly, just give me the fucking shits, bro. Like, he hasn't looked to attack like that in, like, the last month of footy. But this game, Cherry Evans, 350th, against a shitty Dolphins team that he can beat up on, he just is like, here we go. We're going to just we're just going to offload. We're going to be skipping around. Like, oh boy. I mean, the runs have been good. It was actually a few less runs, but I don't know. The Dragons, it's not a 4 Pines, which is obviously the benefit of not going him, because Manly, they just score points at 4 Pines, right? They just do. Dragons have been poor, but the Dragons do have a couple of key ins, like DeBellin is back, Jaden Sewer, massive inclusion. I think Saleh also back, so they are getting some troops back. The edges are still pretty shoddy though for the Dragons, so I'm torn. But then Walsh, I gotta be honest, like a week on week basis, Walsh up against the Cowboys in Townsville, I mean, he's just looking really, really good. He's looking really, really good. I mean, the Storm game, 26 points. It happens, but 130, 150, 140. Granted, very good matchups. Very, very good matchups for Reece Walsh. But Dude, oh my God. I'm genuinely so torn. Because I definitely prefer Walsh this week against the Cows. I definitely prefer him this week against the Cowboys. Like, yeah. I don't think it's... I just do. Excuse me, I just do. But then Melbourne in the final game... Like, the problem is it's one or the other. I mean, I guess instead of going back to Edwards next week, I could trade Drinky to Tommy next week and still have the Walsh and Trbojevic combo. Because that's the thing. I think the Storm will want to, like, similar to Penrith, I think the Storm will want to I think they'll want to definitely beat the Bronx. They fucking beat the Bronx all the time. They'll want to continue that streak. And it's just not a good matchup. Like, they're going to be pretty strong. Like, maybe they rest Munster. But again, like, if Munster gets rested this week, if he's a late out, then he'll definitely play. Jerome Hughes might be back. Like, it could be like a really strong Storm team. And they could blow the Bronx away, honestly. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Far out. So, dude. Oh, I hate it when there's so many options in Supercoach, bro. Like, coming in, so in the lead up to this, I was definitely more keen on Trbojevic, right? I was more keen on Trbojevic. Like, I wanted both, and I was definitely considering maybe going both of them this week. Then the drama with Penrith, and then obviously teamless with Kikau out as well, and Katoa. I was like, shit, I can't do it just because of all the other carnage. I can't trade one of my gun fullbacks for another gun fullback. Like, you need to strengthen your team, like, as a whole, not just do a sideways trade, really. So that thought process, I was originally Tommy. The more I was looking at the matchups, I was like, oh, fuck, you know what? Maybe Walsh is the guy. Like, Walsh, I'm probably more scared of Walsh in this one. Even though, I mean, the Dragons, Manly could still put a score on the Dragons. Like, he could still go big. So then I went to Walsh. But now after looking at it again, looking at the Storm next week, I didn't really talk about it, but the Storm, Manly obviously have the Warriors in round 27, which, yeah, I mean, that's a tough game. But it's at 4 Pines Park. It's fucking Cherry Evans's final game for Manly. Like, I feel like... I mean, Manly have been the fucking Supercoach killers for a while now. Like, they've been the guys that go massive in the final couple of games. And I just feel like I'm gonna get on Tommy. Fuck it. For now, let's just go Tom. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. Again, you could argue I could go Edwards to Walsh this week and then Drinky to Tommy next week, but I don't know. The I don't know. The Cowboys Bronx is always good games. There are high scoring matches, but like, I feel like there's a low one coming for Walsh, right? Like, he's sort of due. He's sort of due a lower one. Surely the Cowboys make a point to really target Walsh. He's just been given free reign in 3 of his 4 games he's played, barring obviously Melbourne, who shut him down as they do. But like, surely the Cowboys, their directive is just shut down Walsh. Like, just get into him. So I don't. Oh man, this will be the 3rd time we've gone back to Tommy. That's the other big kicker here. Oh, fuck. I don't know. I'll do this for now. It's such a fucking flip of the coin, bro. I mean, honestly, you know what might change? The weather. So I'm pretty sure Queensland's looking good. I'm imagining Townsville's going to be dry as a bone. 7:30. If the Manly game, again, I don't know what it's like in Sydney. I'll have to look. If it's going to be a bit wetter, maybe I just go back to Walsh, because he's also like, yeah, I mean, he's a great vice captain as well this game. I mean, they showed they could both go huge, and they both yeah, I don't know. The weather might impact what we do there, but for now, that's what we're going to do. I guess, yeah, we just dropped King Tongia for Trebojevic. That's fine. And then the final trade. Again, I would have loved to have got like a Kale Iro. And I guess that's the other thing. If I could have... if fucking all the back rows went out, I could have gone like Walsh, and then I could have gone like a Lehigh Hopewade in centre wing, just to sort of counteract. If Tommy goes massive, there's probably a good sniff that Lehigh also gets a part of it, so at least you get one of the pieces of the Manly pie. But because I can't do that, it's like you sort of need to hedge it a little bit, I feel like. And I just can't justify... I mean, you can trade Tungo. It's just... it's a good matchup next week. I would like to play him. And I'm not going to trade any... I'm not trading Lomax. I'm definitely not trading Kiraz. No Wangani I could get around selling Nwangani Tawaze, but again, then the back row is still really fucking scuffed. I feel like you would rather have like Nwangani Tawaze and Hudson Young rather than having to play Kane Bradley and Kale Iro, right? Like, the average is probably just going to be better. All of a sudden, like, Kane Bradley will score, like, 3 tries and go, like, 120. But, it's... I don't know. I think in the back row... I guess the question mark now, who do we actually trade out? I think it's Kickow. I think it's got to be Kickow. Like, I don't hate the idea of trading Watson. But I think you trade Kickow, because Kickow obviously missing this week, and then he goes into the Sharks next week, and he might not even be, like, they might give him another week off next week. So you never know. I think you do trade Kickow. The other big question mark now is, who do you get in? Now, for me, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Bo Fermor is like somewhat tempting. The fact they take on the Dolphins, like, the Dolphins is just the team you want to target, and then they take on the Tigers. Like, it's a couple of pretty good matchups for old Bowie Fermor, but I love Hudson Young. He obviously hasn't been at his absolute best, but he's like, he's got the Tigers and then the Dolphins. So, I mean, it's the same as Fermor. It's just flipped. There is, like, the slight risk that, like, if they have the minor premiership sewn up, then, or if they can't win it, I don't know. I haven't looked at the potentials there for a bit, but he could get rested in the final round. I feel like, I don't know, they had the bye literally, like, when was it, round 24? So, I don't know. It feels a little weird if they would give them another rest, because they also had a bye not too long ago either. Like, they had their buys, like, pretty late in the season. So, you probably just let him go. He doesn't really have, I guess, the ceiling. He obviously went on this massive run of tons, but even those tons, like, this is why I want the center wing, bro. I'm so fucking tilted. I'm so tilted that I have to. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. I was just thinking, can I do it? But no, I can't. I genuinely can't, because even if I trade Tungo for Iro or Hopwade or even like a Tuivasa-Sheck, that's great. But then I have to put him as a reserve, and I'd have to drop either Trebojevic, Karapani, Gagai, or Sandon Smith, because they're my fucking starting back rowers. Like, they're not the bench. Is there any workaround? Is there any way can I work around? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think there is a workaround, which is upsetting. I would have really liked to bring in one of those guys, but it doesn't make sense to do. Like, it genuinely doesn't make sense to do, because you still have to then play Bradley and Watson, and then you also have to drop one of Sandon Smith and the other guys I said. So yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's no way I can do it. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to look if there is, but I don't think so. Oh no, you still can't do it. Fuck. Goddamn kick out, you fuck. You really fucked me. You really fucked me. Actually, I mean, it doesn't really matter if Kickout was playing or one of these others. The issue still remains that I would have to drop somebody good for this to work. But I was looking at King Tongia and I was like, fuck, you know who I could have brought in? I could have brought in KO Weeks. Even fucking Ethan Strange. Again, the Raiders take on the West Tigers and the goddamn Dolphins. Like, Ethan Strange could have been a great play. Where is he? KO Weeks. Like, he's shown he's got the ceiling. Like, a couple of good matchups, he can go big. Granted, this game was definitely an anomaly. He's got tons as well. I probably would have rather Ethan Strange, honestly. But I can't. Same thing applies. If I trade out King Tongia, the same issue applies. He can only be a reserve. Yeah, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. I have to. If I'm making the team stronger, it has to be in the back row. Which, yeah, it's just how it's got to be. So, I'm trying to. Yeah, I think Kickout's the guy, because I don't really want to play Kickout against the Sharks next week. Like, Lindsay Smith could be an okay. Like, if we need Lindsay Smith next week, I don't hate it. He can punch out a decent score. I mean, I guess you'd probably fuck. Would you rather? Maybe you would rather Kickout. Like, if you had the choice between Kickout and Smith, you'd probably play Kickout just for the upside. Like, Smith is banging out like 40s occasionally. Like, Kickout on a bad day, on a really bad day, he can punch out like 30s, but generally he's still going to get like 40, even when he's fucking done nothing. So maybe you do trade out Lindsay Smith then. He's also worth a bit more money. I don't think it matters too much. Like, I shouldn't be in like that big a pinch that I'm like, who do I trade out? But I guess for AE purposes, I mean, I probably would rather trade out Connor Watson. But, I mean, the problem is, what if fucking this week Connor Watson, they decide to actually play him 80 minutes. So, I don't know. We'll leave Watson. I think... just get rid of kick out. Just get him out of here. He's fucking screwed me over. So get him out of here. The question now, I think, Duncan's on a bye. Bowie Fermor, again, I don't mind the Bowie Fermor. Like, he is a guy that has upside, not to the extent of the centre wing, but he's pretty good. He is pretty good. Dolphins, Tigers, like, that's the thing. It's like, but when you were again, okay, so it's the same as Hudson Young. It's just flipped. Hudson Young, they're the same price, the same draw. It's just flipped. The thing with Hudson is the only issue is that if he gets rested, I probably do still prefer Hudson over Beau Fermor. But obviously the risk of arrest, and it might not even be like the whole game. He might get arrested during the game in the final round. If they're like putting a score on, he might get arrested. But I don't know. It's at home, isn't it? Their final game? No, maybe not. That's KO Stadium. So no, it's away. I don't know. The other guy that I think is safe as houses is Tino. Tino is also very good. And I guess the good thing about Tino, if we brought Tino in, he would obviously give us cover if Payne Haas is ruled out. We could then swing Tino up into the front row. So that is actually pretty handy. He's... I mean, I guess the same thing as Beau Fermor. He's playing the Dolphins and then the Tigers. He played big minutes last week. They've all got, like, they're all good. It's just like, it's a fucking lotto. It's a luck of the dip. Who's going to get a fucking try? Who's going to jag a try or jag some attack in these final two games? Obviously the injury is like a slight concern, but even then it's like, I don't know. I like Tino, but he does really need to score a try to get a ton. Hudson Young can like get up to 70, 80 with like offloads and line break assists. Like Tino, he can bang out like big base stats, but he's not accruing like a ton of like line break assists and like more attacking stats like that. So I don't know. Is there any fucking flyers we can take a flyer on? It's just not the position for it, is it? It's just not the position for it, unfortunately. Like even Aaron Clark, like he's been 3-round average of 56. Like it's safe, but you don't really want that. Who else have we got? Is there anybody of note? I mean, Jacob Preston. Oh, Jacob Preston. Fuck, do you go Preston? I think Preston is probably like... He's as good as anybody. Against this Penrith team, bro. Against this... Oh... Do you just do like a fucking straight swap between Kickout and Preston? He's a guy that can go big. He does love a try. He does love a double. He's been pretty underwhelming, don't get me wrong, but against this Penrith side, it's just annoying that they're taking on the fucking Sharks in the final game. If it was a better run, I would have pulled the trigger. I'm still somewhat tempted to do it because, like, they really should put a score on. Like, they really should. Now, there's obviously the issue with that is they could put a score on, and it could all be their outside backs, and the forwards don't really get much. So that's the only issue. Teague Wilton. Dicker is gone for the season. Our boy Connolly Lemuelu, he is starting. I love Lemuelu. I feel like he's very underutilized. Is it his turn? Nah, he's not playing 80 minutes. He's starting but not playing 80. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Jeremiah Nenai? Nah, they got the bye around 27. Man, I really would have liked to have gotten a centre wing. I know I keep whinging about it, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, like we've got good centre wingers. It's just, yeah, I think it's coming off like last week and like the big scores. Like, oh, I'm missing out, but like we've got a good centre wing. It's just we need him to score. Josh Curran. Nah, there's no point getting Curran. If you're gonna go, you might as well just go Preston. I don't know. I think it's out of Preston, Tino, and Hudson Young. And I don't know. I don't know. For now, I think we're just gonna go Hudson. I think we're just gonna go Huddo Young. I think I'm happy with that. Obviously, Young can start over fucking... Who are we not going to play? Yeah, well, okay, so obviously it depends. If Bradley's a late out, then we don't put Bradley. If Watson actually does start, which would be a miracle, we'd play Watson over Bradley. If Watson goes to the bench and Bradley does still start, then I think we play Bradley. So all of a sudden, now the 18, we got Brayley, Smith, Haas, May, Young, Crichton, Bradley. Still not great, but what can you do? Hines, Campbell, Lomax, Kiraz, Nwangani Tuaze, Taylor May, Gagai, Karapani, Tedesco, Drinky, Trebojevic. So that is that. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good team now. I think that surely there's a lot of people that are going to be really struggling this week, potentially with no trades left. Again, I would have loved to have pulled a trigger on a center wing, but I can't. There's no point fucking keep whinging about it because I can't do it. I mean, I could, but there's no point to doing it. The next big conundrum. Now, I'm not sold on the trades. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty happy overall, but I think the Young one, I think we're just going to lock him in. I don't know. If there's any murmurs, if there's any whisper that he might get rested in the final game, then I'll second guess it and maybe just go Tino, because I think Tino will probably want to finish the year off strong. The Titans, they're in the shit. They got a good draw as well as the Titans, so I might just go the fucking Tino safe route. But yeah, I think one of those two, that's fine. The Tommy versus Reese, I don't know. Again, if there's wet weather in Sydney, if this isn't gonna be a nice dry track, then I'll probably just switch it to Walsh. But if it is dry, I think I just take the punt on Trebojevic. Now, the other major point here, as we look at the most traded in, or this is not in my team. People going Lehigh, Ero in, Tino, Marshall King, Walsh. It's very envious. I'm very envious of people getting in Ero. I'm like, man, it would have been good. I would have liked it. I would have really liked it. But yeah, vice captain captains. That's what I was going to bring up. So Bulldogs Penrith. Kiraz as a vice captain is very, very juicy. I mean, he hasn't been at his best, but like this is a game where one of the wingers is going to score a hat trick. It could be Kiraz, it could be Montoya, who knows? But I mean, there's no way the Dogs don't rip through this Penrith side. If they don't, like, that's crazy. But we'll see. But Kiraz obviously a great shout as a vice captain. Yeah, really, really good. New Zealand Parramatta, nothing really doing there. Melbourne Roosters. I mean, you've got Tedesco against a slightly understrength. Well, it's a pretty understrength Storm, but I still don't love like a Tedesco vice captain or captain. I think there's better matchups. Canberra, West Tigers. I mean, if you had a Kaolero or an Ethan Strange, again, I would have loved to have fucking got like Ethan Strange for King Tongia if I could have. That would have been like, would you rather him or like a Hero? I don't know. But I think Strange could be a great shout as vice captain. Dragons, Manly. I mean, if you're bringing in Tommy Trbojevic, you probably have to vice captain him, right? I feel like I have to vice captain him. Cowboys, Bronx. I mean, Drinky is tempting, but nah. I'm always nervous with Drinky. Reece Walsh, 100%. I would have vice captained. Yeah, definitely would have vice captained Reece Walsh. Sharkies, Newcastle. I mean, Nico Hines. I think Nico Hines is the ultimate safe captain route there. And then Dolphins, Titans. I mean, the high upside of a JC. The Dolphins are the team to target. It's just, yeah, if you own like an AJ Brimson, sure. Campbell, I do like Campbell, but I don't know. He always worries me. He's always got the odd limp. The odd limp around, and I don't know. The Dolphins, you feel like the Dolphins are going to just all of a sudden turn it around. But I don't know. JC would be a good little pod captain. But I think you've got to go Tommy vice captain. You could go Kiraz vice cap. Like, I do like the Kiraz vice captaincy. It does feel a little disgusting not to put the vice captaincy on Kiraz. Like, oh man, like, how do you not do it? Like, he can go very big. He probably doesn't have the ceiling of some of the other big scorers. Like, his highest is 152. Then he's only cracked a ton one other time. It was another good one, 137, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's a New South Wales Cup team though. It's a fucking New South Wales Cup team. My biggest problem though is if you vice captain Kiraz, do you captain then Tom Trbojevic? Oh my god. Oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm a little bit. Yeah, there's some big. There could be some big swings this week, which is the scary thought. It's so hard not going Kiraz, bro. It's so hard not going Jacob Kiraz. I mean, obviously, like, I was talking about I can't go a centre wing. And yeah, I was just going to say, like, obviously I could go one instead of, like, Trbojevic or Walsh, but then I'm like, nah. You'd rather one of those two, even up against like a Hero. Like, you'd rather Tommy or Reece Walsh. I'm still undecided. I think, funnily enough, if I have if I have Reece Walsh instead of Tommy, I think I'm much more likely to vice captain or captain Walsh. But if I have, like, having Tom, he just scares me. Like, he does scare me. I don't know why the Dragons. I mean, the Dragons have been shit, bro. Like, they got players back, but they got pumped by the fucking, like, a shitty South side in the wet. What happened in the light round before? A bit of a bludger. They probably should have won that game. The Warriors were diabolical. They beat the Sharks. Like, I don't know. What the fuck is this form line, bro? They beat the Sharks 22-14. They probably should have beat the Warriors, another top 4 team. And then they got pumped by the fucking Rabbitohs in the wet. 40 zip. What the fuck? I don't know. Obviously, last week they were missing players. I'm starting to lean back towards fucking Reece Walsh, bro. I'm starting to lean back towards Walsh. It's the thing that I just want. Oh, man. I don't know. I want Tommy for the final game. I think Tom against the Warriors at 4 Pines, the last game for Ches. It's hard not to have Tom. But again, you could just do it next week. You trade Drinky to Tommy next week. He's obviously going to make a bunch of cash, but we'll have the money, so it's fine. Hopefully Drinky has a low break even, surely. Yeah, like the same. So maybe I do that. Maybe I do go Walsh. Yeah, I'm flipping. I'm going to go Walsh now and then Tommy next week, I think. Or you could take a real punt if something happens. But I'm leaning towards that now. The Dragons just, I don't know. They just fucking, I don't know what to expect. But that'll wrap us up. I've got to dwell. I've got to ponder. I got to ponder on this. I'm not sure. I'm not sold. Honestly, my thinking now is probably going back to Walsh. I'm still pretty locked into. It's either Hudson Young or Tino, and I probably prefer Hudson. I just feel like he can have a big finish to the season, but yeah, we'll see. A couple of big rounds to go, so I want to. It's a flip of the coin, but you want to try to get it right if you can. So we'll see. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.